When did that fit begin? When did you start your training in ATA?
Well, I started my training in 1973. And by the time I made my green belt, I remember being in a back stance, holding a square block, and the instructor coming over to visit me, making a correction, watching me do it a couple of more times, and made a comment to me said, you know, while I was in the class, he said, "You're going to be one of my best black belts." And that was at a green belt class, and I can't, you know, it was so exciting because when I got home, I kept telling my parents at that time, I said, my instructor says I'm going to make my black belt. I'm going to be one of the very best black belts. And my father said, you just get to the next belt. Don't worry about that. Because, you know, back then you just didn't know. And I didn't even know if I was going to continue. But it was something that I really liked. But just that, my instructor telling me that was all I needed. That was my dream. I'm now going to be a black belt just because he said I was going to be.
Who was that instructor?
It was Mr. Gabe Schiaffre. And then I remember a couple of times in training where, you know, later as a red belt, he said, "You're going to be one of my instructors." So then when I took that home to my parents, you know, and I'm going to be an instructor, it was like, yeah, right, you just make your black belt first, you know. And so little things like that kind of led me to aspire to something different when it came to my thought processes. And had I would have known back then that I was even going to be qualified to be a leader and to manage instructors and teach students, not just in my own school and in a region, but to do it on a national level for the ATA, I'm very fortunate.